Welcome back, everybody. It is the Pullbox Heroes Podcast, and it has been entirely too long. Here with us is, of course, your favorite host, Gizmo, and...
Dramatic!
Man, it's been entirely too long, and I gotta tell you, the main reason is all on this little guy right here. Because Drew has blown me up saying, when are we gonna do this again? When are we gonna do this again? And I was like, dude, I promise it'll be soon. I promise. It really will.
Not quite.
All right.
Exaggerate. Because I've been tied up too, so
But
I think we've both been busy, and
yeah.
You know what? It's a lot of work doing this kind of stuff every week.
It really, really is. And I gotta tell you, since the last time we did this, I've done 2 different finals in college. I've started a new semester. I'm in some new classes we'll talk about later because it's a lot of fun.
And it doesn't help that I like shove all the editing stuff off on you. I'm like, yeah, I'll just talk and you do all the work.
Yeah, of course. But one thing you will notice, I'm not sure if you're noticing this right now, but I hope you are, is you can see us. Look at these beautiful faces right here.
Here we are.
Tell me this is not the type of people you want to spend a few hours of your life
with.
with.
A face to go with the voice.
Yep, and you know it, didn't you?
Way uglier than you expected, aren't we?
All right, so let's kick it off right. Like I said, I am in some new classes right now, and Drew, when he was in college, he had to take the same ridiculous class, just like I'm sure any of you that have ever been in college for anything have had to take a class for. I'm in a speech class.
Hey, public speaking.
Oh, it's wonderful. I tell you what, talking on the internet is so much easier than preparing a speech for class.
True. Very true.
Swinging a sledgehammer 12 hours a day at a previous job was easier than speaking in a class. I can't stand it.
Some might say death is easier than public speaking. So
that is a quote. That's a quote.
I mean, all you got to do is die.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say anything.
But yeah, I'm in public speaking, and I'm taking all online classes in an accelerated program so I can get a degree really, really fast. Because, let's face it, I'm old and I should have done this right out of high school, and I didn't. So now I'm paying the price, working 4 times as hard as the average person would to get a simple degree. Which means I'm in a new space. And there's a few things I don't like about it, but back to the class. My instructor is the drama teacher. And he's got more degrees than I have speeding tickets. And that's more than one. So he knows his stuff. And he puts some serious requirements on what you're supposed to do. And I gotta tell you, the book we're reading out of is insane. Like, I'm terrified about it. I've been in it for... This will be 4 weeks by the time this airs. And it's been... But it's not all that bad. I'll be out of it soon. But you told me a very funny story about your final for your speech class. Tell everybody about it.
Well, public speaking is probably one of the most terrifying college courses you can take. Especially if you're kind of a shy guy and socially awkward like myself. So I knew going in that it was going to suck. Like I was going to hate it, but it was like, oh, this will make me stronger. This will make me a better person, So I went into it with that attitude, like, yeah, it's going to suck, but you're going to tough it out, and you're going to come out, in the end, you're going to come out better. So, yeah, I mean, every speech I had to give, like, sucked. I mean, it wasn't necessarily that I didn't do a good job. It was just like, it sucked being up there and having to do that speech. And it's just like you feel like everybody's which I guess they kind of are. Everybody's just judging you all at once. It's like, this sucks. But yeah, I remember my final. We had to, you had certain things you had to have like an outline, you had to have like note cards, you had to have a visual presentation. And I chose to do the life of Albert Einstein and his impact on science. And right before the class, I'm like, oh crap, I have a visual presentation. I had everything else. I don't have a visual presentation. What the hell what do you use for that? So I run to the school store, I buy me a poster board. I swear to God, I take it. I'm sitting in the hallway outside the class, like, waiting for the last class to finish up. And I just start drawing these lines. And I draw these little things on the end. And it basically looks like this when I get finished. So I go in, I'm like one of the first ones to go up to give my speech, and I set my little thing down, and it's sitting there beside me the whole time. Everybody's kind of like, what the hell? And I do the whole speech, and I'm talking about his life and about his childhood and how he ended up, becoming this super popular and famous scientist and all this stuff. But somewhere near the end, I finally get to the visual presentation. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, he had a theory about the way that light moves through space, and it comes in packets, and here's a visual representation of these packets moving through space. And it's funny because everybody else is just kind of looking at it like, oh, well, that's interesting. And I see my instructor in the back is like really, really, that's your. And then after I get done with the speech and I go sit down and I fucking let my heart rate go back down, and everybody else does their speeches and stuff, and I'm getting my grade at the end of the class, and the instructor's like, really? That was your visual presentation? I'm like, I couldn't think of anything else. And luckily she was like, okay, I'll let it pass this time. I was like, that's all I need, because it's the last fucking speech I got to give. So, yeah, so I ended up getting an A on it. So that was cool. But, yeah, that was my most memorable experience in public speaking class. So,
no,
yeah, if you have a visual presentation, if you need a visual presentation, do it beforehand. Make sure that's one of the first things you do. You don't want to be making it up outside the class before they open the door. It's going to be really awkward and weird.
So I gotta tell you. All right, one I did 2 weeks ago, and it was priceless, because we have to do a review of whatever we had to read for the week. So we have to do a speech, and then we have to review the class notes. Both of them are speeches, and one of them, I have to get everything done before midnight on Thursday, and of course I work a full-time job, and Thursday off. Like most people, that's when I get paid, so that's when we go get groceries. So I was pretty rushed for time, just to be honest. And one of the key points during it was distraction. And I was like, oh God, I've got...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hey, wait, so, but you're doing online classes, right?
Yeah, so I have to make videos.
So... Are you doing it just a video, or is it like a live chat like we're doing right now, or?
It has to be an unedited video. So
okay, so it's
okay. Boom, boom. It's basically live, except I can take more than one take, and that does.
And I don't know if that's better or worse than like a live speech, because
it's worse.
Then you have to review it, and you're like, oh God, I look so stupid right there, like. You like dwell on it before you submit it. Yeah, that's gotta suck.
Oh, and you sit there and you focus on every word. You really do. But all I can figure out is, all right, distraction's been brought up like 30 times. I'll do a card trick. So I did. I did a card trick. I'm sitting there and I'm rambling on, about some fictitious guy at some social event you might be at. I'm like, he tells you to pick a card, and I'll pull a card out, and I'll put it back in the deck, and I'm doing my shuffle and everything like that. While I continue to tell the story, and of course I pull it out. It's the right card, and I set the cards down. And I start bringing up another situation, which is when you're in a business meeting, because everybody hates business meetings. I'm talking about how the guy's just droning on and he's really boring and all that. And what they're not noticing is I'm palming the card. So I thought, to be clever at the end of it, I would go, so it's very important not to pay attention to the tone of someone's voice, but rather what's going on. And I pull it out of my sleeve real quick. I'm like, because you're going to miss something right in front of your face. And I was like, bam, nailed it.
And then you go back and watch the video.
Oh, no. It was dead on. I may.
Was it?
Yes.
Nice.
I will definitely send you a link to it one day.
Oh, yeah. I want to see this.
And
I wanted to see this.
I may one day upload I got to do some edits on it because it's got some personal information. And
right.
I'll take that out and I may open it up just to show Gizmo's torturous speech class one day. That might be on a
It sounds
side.
fun, man. I like it. Sounds fun.
Oh, it's torture. But yeah, speech class. If you're in college, you're going to take it. You might as well get used to it and get out of the way as quick as possible.
It's going to suck.
Oh, it's terrible.